Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and a very happy new year. Firstly, I'd like to just apologize on starting a whole series and then taking a break from it. I think when the year was ending, there was so much work that we need to take care of, so I couldn't focus on creating content, so I had to pause all of it. But I am back and I would like to continue from what we started. And the last video that I did upload was part of our Brand Market and Flourish series, and it was basically the first part of the series where we speak about identifying your brand's purpose and laying a very good, strong foundation for it. And all of that basically entails understanding your business, what it is, what you want for it. It's like setting your goals and missions. So if you have not watched that video, then I would highly recommend that you go back and watch it before continuing with the series. And what we're doing today is we are talking about our services, our offering, and how you basically identify it, and how you price it, all of the details, what it should be, who you should be basically selling to. So this is what this video is all about, and that's what we will be talking about. So stay tuned. So when I speak about main offering and identifying your main offering, basically what I speak about is the services that you will focus on. So it could be one service that will be your main service, the one that you sell most to, the one that attracts your clients to you, or you could have maybe 3 or 4 services that you are doing. So this obviously doesn't really go into products more. I am a service-based business owner, so I will talk about services more than anything and how I've managed to get to where I am. So what you do is you have to identify either your one service that you will sell the most, or 2 or 3. And by doing that, you are then able to attract your clients. And then once you have their attention, once you have them in working with you, then you can then up-level yourself and say, oh, from this, you can then take this, take that, take this, you know? So what I did when I started is I had one main service offering that attracted me to I'm a client. And what I did is I basically decided that I'm going to offer a consultation. So the consultation fee was the lowest services that I was offering, and it was the easiest to sell to people. It was the easiest to get clients to buy into. And then once I had met with them and we spoke, I then started up selling everything else that I did offer, which was brand identity design, website, social media management, and all of that. And the reason why I did it that way was based on the fact that I had identified that there's a lot of people who want all of these other services that I might be offering, but they couldn't afford it. That was the first thing. But also another thing that I noticed was that people, even though they want these other services, they still need to consult, they still needed advice, they still needed some sort of direction before they jumped into designing a logo. So I felt that when I offered this, the consultations, it was the cheapest for them to get. And then once I had them and they've met with me and they knew what they needed, the direction that they needed to go into, then it made it more easier for them to trust me and want those services and actually get them from me. So that's why I did it that way. So in order for you to get to knowing what services should be your main offering, what I'd first suggest is that you need to kind of review what you do at the moment. So either you are starting afresh or you already been running a business but things are just not going well. It's just kind of review everything that you're doing. So you need to look at what I'd say you feel is the best thing that you do. So for me, the consultations were easy for me to sell because they just needed me, and I'm not a designer, so I couldn't go and upsell the logo part of it because I didn't have maybe logos that I did before. So it was hard for me to sell a logo because I didn't have a portfolio for logos. But with consultations, it was easy for me to sell that because that's just, you're just coming and you're picking my brain and I'm giving you expert advice from the the stuff that I knew that could assist you. So it was easy for me to just go with consultations, and people were easy to buy into that because they knew they're getting me. You can't go and sell designs that you don't have a portfolio of. So basically look at it in that way. What can I sell now that will bring me money, that will bring me clients, that will bring me attention to the people that I want attention from? So look at it that way. That's the first step that you need to do. And then from then on, you'll be able to then basically develop your whole core offering as to, okay, because I'm good at this is what I can sell now. Then you can then structure everything into that. And by structuring, I mean you have to kind of ask yourself certain questions. So if I'm offering consultations, who am I offering the consultations to? So this will be either someone who wants to start a business, someone who's already started but struggling but wants some sort of direction, someone who has certain questions that they want to ask about digital. How do I set up a social media platform? What platform should I be choosing? So that is how I then identified the person that I want to offer the consultation to. So you ask yourself, who is it? And then you answer all of those questions, and then you know who you're selling to. And then from then on, the second question that you need to check is, what skills do you need? Do you need a laptop to sell whatever you're selling? So that's why I said, if you're going to sell a logo design, you don't have that skill, then it's going to be hard for you to sell that. You don't have a portfolio, you don't have actual work that you've done when it comes to that. So look at the skills that you have at that moment and base it off that. That's how you will develop your core offering, that, okay, because I have these skills already, this is what I will be able to sell fast because it's there and I'm able to do it. If you need some sort of products that you need to be buying and you don't have the funds for it, then obviously you can't sell that service to that person because there's certain things that you're missing and that you can't offer at that moment. So look at it that way. And then the third one will be how you'll be delivering the service to these people that you are looking into targeting. So check if I'm doing consultations, will these consultations be delivered over the phone? Will I be able to meet with people? So if I'm offering consultations and I can't do them over the phone, that means my clients need to be in the area that I live in. Will I be able to travel to them? They need to come to me. If they're coming to me, where are we meeting? All of that. So check, how will you deliver whatever core service you are offering to your people the quickest way, and it not being too much work from your side and the person who wants your service. It mustn't be too much work as well. So also the last part about it is that how will it benefit the person? So when I decided that I want to do consultations, I knew that whatever information I'll be giving to the next person will be able to assist them to basically begin their business, to basically get out of the stop that they might have reached when they had started their business and then they couldn't continue. So I knew that the consultations will then be informative and helpful to the next person. And even if they just come for the consultations and they don't use my other services that I might have to offer, I would still have done a lot more for them and benefited them for whatever cost that they might have paid me, and be able to basically move forward. So you must always look at how it will benefit the next person, because that's what will basically encourage the person to come to you for that service. So look at it that way. And then I think the last extra points I can add over there is that maybe look at what other people you might have encountered. You might not have been offering the service before, but do you have anyone that might have a testimonial about the type of person that you are? Maybe you're coming from working full-time and there's like a supervisor or manager that might be able to give a testimonial about what you do to encourage other people to come to you and want the service. Just look at it that way. So if you don't have it, it's fine. Just find a way of selling yourself, selling your skills, selling your expertise around the service that you're offering in order for people to basically be encouraged and want to come and work with you and want the services that you're offering. Okay, so once you've been able to identify your core offering and then asking yourself who is the core offering for, then you need to look at your pricing. So pricing is actually quite hard for a lot of people. I know I struggled with that as well, but you need to just kind of list certain things around how you need to price whatever you might be offering. So it's easy to price for a product because you'll know that, okay, this is how much I'm using to buy A, B, and C to make a final product. So that's quite easy to do. And then obviously knowing that from the product, once you've sold it, this is how much profit you need to make, this is how much money you need to put back into buying your ingredients, buying whatever you need to be using to put together the product. So it's quite easy for doing it for a product. But with services, it is very different. So what I usually do is, with services, you look into pricing differently. So you could price where you just have an hourly rate. So with my consultations, that's what I did. I had like an hourly rate. And your hourly rates can be based off either how many years you've been in the industry. Maybe you can even look at industry rates as well, compare from there. And based on the knowledge that you feel you've already encountered, like accumulated over the years, then you can be like, okay, I can stick to the industry rates, which is the standard fee for anyone in the industry or whatever industry you might be in, or you can then increase it a bit, or you can go a bit low, just so you can. So if you go low, it's be like, oh, maybe you want to attract clients that can't afford the normal rates or the high rates, or you want to go higher because you know that you have the expertise to back yourself when you say this is the hourly rate that I want to use for my services, then that's okay to do. But that's the one way you can do it. And then the other way is basically having a standard fee for each product, for each service that you might be offering, and that's also an easy way to do. So for me, what I did is, if I'm doing a logo and I'm offering that logo, then I can't obviously charge a low rate because I need to pay my designer. So I take my designer's fee and then just add a bit of a mock-up that will be my rates as well on top of that. So look at it that way, is that are you keeping all the money that's coming in, or you still have to pay someone who will be assisting you with that service in order for you to still have profit from it, or you just doing it yourself? Then you can be able to also just put a standard fee to it. So that's what you can do when it comes to pricing. And then also, a lot of people just price based off, oh, I just want to keep this much money. But what I always say is you need to look at your monthly expenses, especially if you're doing your business full time. You need to know how much you need to make at the end of the month in order to cover A, B, and C, so your business is actually working. And by doing that, you have to basically list all your monthly expenses, list your business expenses, because from your business, the money that you make from your business needs to pay you a salary. So list all of that, and then you kind of get a rough idea of how much you need to make each month in order to cover your business expenses and also pay for your salary. So that's the first thing. And then from then on, you then need to then look at how many clients do you actually need to get to that fee that the business needs to make each month. From you knowing how many clients, you can then kind of get an idea of how much you need to charge for each service that you have. So if you're just offering consultations, then you have to have a certain number of clients that you just see each month. So you say 10 clients. I need to make sure that my marketing is in place in order for me to get 10 clients each month of my consultation fee, which is based on a 500 Rand hourly rates, for instance. So you need to know all of that. And then you basically need to then put in the right structure, or the right marketing, the right referrals, that if you get someone and you do meet, then you say, oh, if you refer me, you can get 50 Rand off your next consultation. So you need to plan it in that way in order for you to reach your targets and basically make money, because that's the whole point, to make money so you can make a living out of it. So yeah, I think that's the basis of everything when it comes to identifying your main offering. It's so important for you to also not stretch yourself out too much, where you're now offering 10 services and you don't know how to actually upsell yourself for those services. So identify 1 or 2 which are your core services, and then list your other ones that they are there. This is what I also do, but obviously you will be selling those to the people that you finally meet and they're actually interested in your brand and working with you. But have 1 or 2 main offerings that you will be pushing the most, that you'll be selling the most, that'll also make you money at that time when you are starting especially. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. This is where we'll close off, and if you have any questions with regards to this topic, please make sure you leave them below, and then I'll answer them, or you can find me on any of my social media platforms. And then our next video will be the fun part, where we're basically talking visual branding and how you get to your logo and your brand identity basically as a whole, which is basically my favorite thing to do. So yeah, if you have not subscribed yet, please do. And you can also follow me on my platforms where I'll basically be announcing when the next video comes out. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I know I've been quiet and you've came back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I welcome all my new subscribers as well. Until next time.